Hi guys, this tutorial is going to show you how to make the granule stitch. To do this stitch, it's super easy, and I know it's so hard on camera to even show you to do the stitch justice. It's hard to show you how textured that this is. There's a bunch of little, bumps and bubbles on this thing, which I think would make a terrific like granny square. Like if you were making a bunch of textured squares, this would be an excellent one because it's warm, but it has this texture where the kid can play with it, or it would make an extra cushiony soft pillow cover. It's really cool to stitch, and it's so easy and fun to do. So I also tried this in variegated yarn just to see, and again, it's very hard to show you the texture of the stitch, but it definitely looks a lot nicer in person than it does on the camera. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to make this stitch, and you can use any size yarn that you want. Just use a recommended size hook for that yarn. I'm using 4-ply yarn, which is 10-ply for Australia, and also I'm using a 5mm hook, which is a size H in the US. So go ahead and grab your yarn and hook, and we'll get started. So the multiples of this stitch is 4. So that means you'll be doing in chains of 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 till you reach your desired size. And when you do, you want a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So count 1, 2, and in the second chain here, you'll put a single crochet. And now you want to put a single crochet in each of your chains. So continue down and put a single crochet in each of your chains, and I'll see you when you get done. Okay, that's the end of row 1. So for row 2, you want to chain 1 and turn. Now you want to do a single crochet in the very first stitch. You'll always have a single crochet for your very first stitch, and you'll always have a single crochet for your very last stitch. It'll kind of create like this border on the end that will make it easy if you want to add more of a border. But it's all surrounded by single crochet. So your very last row, if you want to end the blanket or the pillow, whatever you have, do a row of single crochets to end it. So after you single crochet in the very first stitch, in the second stitch we're going to be doing what's called a picot single crochet, which in abbreviations is PSC. And what you do is you insert your hook, which you're going to be using the very second stitch here. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, then you'll yarn over, but only pull through one of the loops. So you essentially just chained in this one and left that loop alone, and you'll do that again 2 more times. So again, you're only going to pull through one of the loops. Now you have like a chain of 2 here, and you do that 1 more time, which will give you a chain of 3 on this side, and you still have not gone through this other loop. But now after you have your chain of 3, you'll yarn over and go through both loops, and you want to make sure that this part is pushed forward on your side facing you. Then you'll want to find the very next single crochet here, and you'll do a single crochet in that stitch, and you can see it's poking out there, and you'll repeat that every other stitch. So you'll have a picot single crochet here, then a normal single crochet, and then a picot single crochet, and then a regular single crochet. So let me show you how to do another picot single crochet. Again, put your hook in that stitch first, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook. Now you're going to only be pulling through that first loop 3 times until you have a chain of 3. So I have my chain of 3 here. I never did go through this one, but now that I have my chain 3, I'm going to go through both loops to end it. And then make sure that part is towards you as you single crochet in the next stitch, which kind of anchors this down. And as you can see, it's starting to add some texture with the 2 that you just did. Now that you did your single crochet, now you're doing it again, the picot single crochet, So I'm going to insert my hook first, pull up a loop, then I'm only pulling through one of the loops 3 times. Once I have my chain 3, pull through both loops, and then to anchor it down, you single crochet in the next stitch. So you'll be repeating this all the way down your row. And this is what it looks like at the end of row 1, and you should have ended with a single crochet after your last picot stitch. So for row 2, for row 3, 1, 2, 3. For row 3, you want to chain 1 and turn, and now you're going to be putting 1 single crochet in each stitch. So it's a real simple row. Just continue down, putting 1 single crochet in each stitch, and I'll see you when you get to the end. Okay, when you get to the end of row 3, you will again want to chain 1 and turn. And as always, you'll be single crocheting in this very first single crochet. Now for this one, we're going to be moving over because we want it to be kind of diagonal. We don't want our picot single crochets to be one on top of the other. So we're going to actually single crochet again. So for this row, you'll have 2 single crochets to begin. And then in this next stitch, we're going to start our picot single crochet. And then we'll do our single crochet in the next stitch, and as you can see, it's kind of now offset. And then again, you'll do your picot stitch in the next, and then single crochet in the next, and you'll continue this all the way down your row. And you began with 2 single crochets, so in this one you'll actually be ending your last 2 stitches of your row will be a single crochet. And this is what it looks like at the end of row 4. So for row 5, you'll chain 1 and turn, and now you're going to be single crocheting in each stitch across. So every other row you'll be doing a row of single crochets, which is going to make this, if you're going to make it an afghan, thick afghan, it'll be really nice and warm because there's not going to be a lot of holes and stuff into it. Okay, and that's the end of row 5. Now, so it looks like on the other side. As you can see, it's going to be a very warm stitch and a very textured stitch, and it's super easy. You can do this mindlessly while you watch a show or a movie, something like that, which I love those when making an afghan. But it's you're going to be repeating rows 2 through 5 over and over and over again. So just like before, where we just chained 1 and then we did our picot single crochet, that's what you're going to be doing this time. So it'll be single crochet, picot, single crochet, picot. Then the next will be all single crochets. And then again, when you start the next one, you want it to be offset. So you'll start with a single crochet, and then do your picot. And it's just going to be repeating those over and over and over again. And it'll be pretty easy to remember which is the one you start with 1 single crochet, which is the farther one here, and then the row where you start after 2 single crochets, which will be the one farther inside the row. So that is it. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I really enjoyed messing around with this stitch. It was really fun. If you like this tutorial, please don't forget to click like and share. It helps me out so much. Also, if you're interested in the kind of hook that I was using, it's a wooden furls hook. If you have a lot of problems like I do with the heavy hooks or with having to squeeze too tight, your hands cramp, this is a great one because it's got the thickness and the lightness. But if you are going to order one of these, I recommend you order it with the extended hook. If not, then it'll come like this and you can't really do much with it. So I recommend that. You can find the link down below. Also, I have a Facebook group called Crochet for the Masses, where we share our projects like this that we've done, and also we share links to free patterns that we've found on the internet, and just kind of, you know, ask questions and everything. There's a lot of smart people that's been doing it way longer than I have that could have a lot better answers for you. So give us a look. So that's it, Crochet for the Masses. You can find the link down below. So that's it. Thank you so very much for watching. Bye.